Why was 80s movie product placement so jarring? Imagine sitting in a movie theater watching a big action scene, and suddenly a giant soda logo appears right in the middle of the screen. That's what many people remember about 1980s movies and their product placements. Back then, brands and products were often shoved into films in ways that felt out of place. It was like the filmmakers were trying to sell you something while telling a story. The placements were usually very obvious and sometimes awkward, making you notice them instead of blending into the story naturally. During the 1980s, product placement was still a new idea for movies. Filmmakers and advertisers were figuring out how to include brands without making it look too forced. Sometimes they just put giant logos on trucks or buildings, like in Superman 2, where a Marlboro cigarette truck is so big and shiny it looks fake. Other times, characters would interact with products in natural ways, like drinking a soda or using a gadget just to show off the brand. These moments pulled viewers out of the story because they felt more like commercials than parts of the movie. Another reason these placements felt so jarring was because filmmakers didn't have the tools or experience to make them fit smoothly. They often just added a quick visual or a line mentioning a product without tying it into the plot. It was a kind of early experiment in advertising, so the balance between story and brand promotion wasn't quite right yet. But not all product placements were bad. Some became iconic and even helped boost sales. The Reese's Pieces in E.T. is a perfect example. The film's creators originally wanted to use M&Ms, but the company declined, so Reese's Pieces got a big boost. That placement was memorable and helped popularize the candy. It shows how sometimes these moments were more about luck than careful planning. Looking back, these bold product placements are part of what makes 1980s movies so unique. They reflected the era's love of big, flashy style and consumer culture. The way brands were so visible in movies shows how much advertising was becoming a part of everyday life and entertainment. Even if they felt out of place at the time, today they reminded us of a time when movies and marketing were just starting to figure out how to work together. So, the reason these placements felt so jarring is because they were often too obvious, lacked subtlety, and sometimes disrupted the story. But that's also what makes them a fun and nostalgic part of 80s cinema.